To Yeti or not to Yeti? That is the question we are going to ask today. So I was never like on the Yeti bandwagon. It was never on my radar. I had many travel cups, and I'm sure all of us do in our cupboards. And it just seemed like a really big expense, and I wasn't really sold on it. In enter this particular water bottle. So this was gifted to me one Christmas, and it kind of changed my mind on Yeti. I really enjoyed how sturdy they were. The cup that I had before, the lid was something that you kind of had to always be concerned about. I loved the fact that I could throw this lid on and it would be solid, that there were no leaks, and that my coffee would stay hot, and I could throw it in my purse and not worry about anything spilling. The non-spill factor was huge for me. So I started to fall in love with Yeti from that moment, and it was this original lid with the drinking spout that really had me excited about Yeti. So that was my first Yeti experience. This cup is now, I would say, almost 3 years old, and it still is in really excellent condition. I do have one or two little dings on it, but of course that's to be expected after many, many years of use and sharing with kids, and them going to baseball practices and whatever, and just being thrown around in the bottom of the stroller even. And so this, I think, held up really, really well. I was really happy with it. It was great to be able to have a dishwasher safe item, because I don't need anything that I need to take extra super careful care of, especially in the cup and kitchen department. So I was happy with this. After that gift and falling in love with this blue Yeti, I started to sort of go on the Yeti, get on the Yeti bandwagon, I guess you could say, and discover the other products as well. My next purchase was during like a summer sale where they had a really good price on these bigger Yetis. So this little bottle is only, I think, 18 ounces. So it wasn't enough. It was great for coffee, but it wasn't enough for really having a lot of water when you go out for the day. So I wanted to get the 1.64 liters jug, so that drinking water and keeping it with me was not going to be an issue. So I got this one. It wasn't actually this one. It was the same size, but it was in the sandstone color, which I really loved. It was so pretty. It felt really adult, and it just kind of fit in with having it in my purse and pulling it out at a meeting or anything like that. So I purchased that one, and within 3 months of purchasing it, not having given it any abuse whatsoever, it started to like chip and peel the paint. And the great thing about Yeti is that you're supposed to, for all those big bucks you're spending, be able to easily get them warrantied, and you can return them and get them replaced. So I did go on the website, filed a warranty complaint. The process wasn't complicated. They did ask for a few things, including the serial number at the bottom and stuff like that, which was fine. Filled it all out, and they gave me like the go ahead to return it. So I packed it up, took it to the mailbox. They did give me a return label, sent it in. Before sending it in, they confirmed the color and that you're supposed to be getting the same color back. And when I sent it in, I was concerned that maybe they might run out of the color or whatever, but they said, no, it's guaranteed. So I said, well, could you put it on file that if I can't get the same sandstone color, that I would get something like this, the sky blue. Or I think I asked for forest green, because there's so many colors and I just didn't want to end up with a bottle that I wasn't happy with. They told me that it was going to take extra time and that the return would have to be canceled and all this stuff. So I said, okay, forget it. So then I already started to feel a little bit annoyed. Anyhow, so when the return went in and I got my bottle back, it took about 10 days, which is whatever. They sent me this bubblegum pink bottle. I would never have chosen this. I mean, I love pink, but this is just so loud and it feels a bit obnoxious for me for the use that I had for it. I wasn't going to the gym with it or to the beach. I was like planning to pull it out in meetings or whatever. I just wanted something that was a little bit more neutral that I could use wherever. So when they told me that I would have to pack this one up and return it, and then they wouldn't even guarantee what color I would get if I sent it back in, I just decided to keep it, which is a bit unfortunate because after paying like $80 something for a bottle, I really have never used this again. I can use it on bike rides and things like that, but it's just not the bottle that I had and not what I wanted. And so I'm kind of bummed about that. Okay, so that was the experience, but what about the bottle is the question, because if you don't ever have a problem with the color coming off, then you don't have to do the exchange process. The bottle itself at almost like 1.64 liters is very, very heavy, very heavy. So that is one major issue with getting such a big bottle. You really have to plan to be stationary. So if you're going to the gym and you're just moving from station to station, or you're on the treadmill, but with the size of the bottom, it will not fit in a cup holder. It will not fit in a treadmill cup holder or the car cup holder. So you really have to know specifically what use you're going to have for this. You're not going to want to be walking on trails and hanging it from your fingers. You're not going to, like, if you see, I'm hugging it and it's still ginormous. You really have to know what you want out of 1.64 liters. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of liquid. I don't regret it, but it's something that I would think about what you're going to use it for. Great to keep in the car. Great to have it in the soccer bag when you're going out to your kid's soccer game for them to drink from. But not great for moving with it. And I'll show you in comparison. This is the 1 liter. That's 1 liter, and this is, so yeah. The 1 liter is far more convenient. It also doesn't fit in the cup holders in the car, but it does fit more easily into other places. It can fit in my purse more easily. And it is far less cumbersome to carry. It does not get as weighed down and uncomfortable to carry by the handle as the bigger one. Okay, so I'll move on to the 1 liter one. So this 1 liter one was purchased because this one was so heavy and because I don't like the color. So I went ahead and I purchased another one on sale. And so this is like one of the newer bottles that I have, but as you can see, it's already got a dent in it. I don't know if they're making the bottles differently or if because this one was straight and this one has like a curve to it from the mouth outwards, it's more vulnerable to denting, but this dented so quickly. And I'm telling you, this is not from throwing it around on trails. This is just regular, like purse use, home use, going to meetings. I don't even know where this dent happened. The finish on these things as well, for the amount of money that you're spending, you'd really want and expect that the bottles are going to withstand use. Again, I've had this one for just a couple of months, and I will show you more closely what it looks like. So these are all like marks that don't come off. That happened to the paint. These are actually chipped right to the back to the metal. And other chips like this here is chipped down to the metal. Yeah, so they don't look great after a little while. That first one was getting a lot of these little chips in the paint. And these little chips like in the paint. So that first one that I had sent back looked worse than this one and had not had any significant fall or anything like that. I can't think of this one having a fall either, but it's not holding up the way that it should. because of the hassle of that first encounter, I don't know if I'll send it back. We'll see. And I want to show you this as well. So this happened in the dishwasher. It fell and the heating element, it sat against the heating element and it melted this plastic. So now it's got this ugly kind of blemish on it. Again, the bottle itself does what it needs to do. It keeps liquids hot and it keeps liquids cold. And I really enjoy the screw-on lid with the handle and the narrow mouth to drink from. Those are all really big benefits to me. Would I buy a YETI at full price? One of these water bottles at full price? No. If I found a really good sale on them, would I buy it? Yes. And then I'll show you the last two that I have to talk about. So these are the drinkware mugs. Those were all sort of like water and sort of sport mode, but these are sort of like commuter cup mode type things. So this is the one I purchased for myself so I could take coffee and just sip it as I went. This is the magnet lid. So you push down and then you have like an opening where you can drink from. I really thought that this would be a good addition when I was replacing my other coffee mugs. I do like that the lid screws on, so it doesn't just pop off, because with hot liquid, sometimes the lids like to wiggle up and pop off. So I do like that it screws in, so that holds tight. And with the magnetic lid, it does a pretty good job of keeping the liquid in. You will get a little bit of dribble, but as long as you keep it upright, you're pretty good to go. But again, I'll come back to the quality of the paint color on here. So it's got more dings. Well, that one's just a stain, but it's got more dings on the handle. And these are just a few months old. So that's kind of disappointing, the shape that it's in. I have cheaper coffee mugs, ones that I've bought from like grocery stores, and they have the same dings in them. So paying that extra money for the YETI brand, they have a wide range of colors, and they do what they say they're going to do and keep your liquids warm or cold. But the promise of the paint colors staying on is not there, and it is a hassle to return them. I think I'd much rather have a $20 cup, and when the paint chips off, if it does, just start over and get another one, than have like a $40 mug where the paint chips off and I have to go through this return process and deal with all of that. And this one I purchased, so this one I purchased also 4 months ago. This was a Christmas gift for my son, and he only uses it in the house, and I've never seen him drop it, and his is also chipping off as well. Mainly the handle. So this one is a different cup than the cup I have there. This one is, the lid pops off, but it's got a pretty good seal. So as you can see, it takes a bit of force to get it in and a bit of force to get it out. It doesn't just slide out. And then this one comes with a straw lid. So you can insert the straw. So you'd really consider this as like a cold drink cup, unless you're gonna take the lid off and drink from the lip of it by itself. Okay, so overall, after 2, 3, 4, 5 YETIs, would I buy them again? I do like the YETI company. I do think that they have like some really cool designs and innovation in their products. The drinkware, I would not spend full price for it, but There is another YETI product that I have that I absolutely love, and I would spend the money on it because it's just that unique and just that good. So if you're interested in that, come back and watch that video on my other YETI product, and I will let you know. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye.